Hello and welcome back. So guys, in this video we're going to talk about this JSX. Any JS programmer who understands the JavaScript knows that JavaScript doesn't understand the HTML. HTML considered the strings in the JavaScript. But how the HTML, the JavaScript can understand if I write something like H1. Now, do you know that if it is the heading, okay, if it would be the plain HTML, this should be the heading, but here in the React, how it can be the heading? They should be plain because the JavaScript doesn't understand the HTML tags or the attribute. So here we are in the browser and we are getting some other problem. And I think we made some mistake. Let me double check that. Okay, one more limitation, and that limitation is kind of cool. I need to copy, or I need to just make another div, and this div should be the main div. In the JSX, you need to put everything inside the main div. Okay, cool. Now there is no complication. Everything is fine. I'm going back to the browser. Now here we can see that this is the JSX, and okay, this was the div and this is the heading. If I open the inspect element, and I'm gonna see that, or I can also open the view source by Control U, and here is the view source. You can see that. Okay, there are some text which is coming from the index.html file, and here you need to enable JavaScript to run this app. Okay, and there is some other text, but what is coming from the other page? Okay, this root is coming from the other page because it's the JavaScript. We need to go here to see the texting in the inspect element. So this is the div, main div, this is the div, this is the h1. We must need to add this div, a main div, and everything of the HTML, actually the JSX, should be inside this main div or the main tag anyway. So now you can see that it is understanding, the JS is understanding this heading, the h1 tag, or any other tag you would add. This is why, because it understands the JSX, and this is the JSX. Okay, what if you do not write this in this way? Then what you would be able to do? I'm going to show you the other part. If you do not choose to go the JSX, you can, this is not necessary for you to use the JSX. You can go with the plain HTML way, and in case if you go with that way, what you need to do is something different. I'm just making it silent, everything of it, I'm making it silent, and here I'm making another return. Okay, now because this is not the JSX, so it doesn't need the brackets, the parentheses, I'm directly writing it in the HTML way. So first of all, I need to actually write the React dot create element. Now this is coming from the React application, absolutely. So the React and create element, and here I'm making the parentheses, and inside the parentheses, first of all, I'm telling what the tag name should be. It should be h1. And here I'm adding a comma, and here the content, for example, heading, saving it. Now going to the browser back, I need to add some attribute too. I'm going back there. For example, I'm adding here, this is a way to add the attribute, and here I'm adding the value for the attribute, for example, title, and then the value of this attribute. Anyway, if you even do not put the title, you just add the attribute sign, and now you're gonna see the result. So I'm going to the browser back, and here is the result. You can see that the heading is now visible. If you refresh the page, you would see that very well. I'm refreshing that page, but I'm not gonna get anything from here, so I'm deleting, I'm canceling that, and here you can see that this is here the h1 and heading. So now I'm going back to the code panel. So if we choose not to go with the JSX, this is the way to create the elements in the React. This is a way to do templating, because in the JS we just cannot write the HTML, and if we use the HTML with the string, so it it would not be the coding, it would be something like, just placing some rendered text. Anyway, to add the variable, the attribute, there is a way. I'm writing title, and then here I'm adding some data. This is the heading. Okay, now once you write it like that, it's gonna be processed and you would be able to see that in the browser screen. So I'm going there. Here you can see that I didn't even refresh the page, but you can see that in a title here, heading, and once I hover the mouse over there, you can see that this is the heading. Okay, I did a mistake. I thought I changed that. I think I didn't save the changing. Okay, the change is here anyway. Okay, this is the heading and everything is actually fine. We've got it, the title here. So this is the way to write the content, write the HTML in the React JS file, the component file, if you choose not to go with the JSX. But if you want to make something similar like that with the JS, there is a way. All you need is just to write it in this unique way. Return, and here the parentheses, and I'm going here inside, and first of all the div, and then inside the div I'm gonna write the h1, the plain, just like we do things in the HTML. It's a lot look like the HTML title, and we're adding the double quotes exactly like we do in the HTML. And here this is the heading, and here we're writing heading, but I'm gonna make a little change so we would not be confused if we're getting some flashbacks of this one. So I'm writing here heading, and like that, JSX style, or let's type method, save. Now I'm going back to the browser. Here you're able to see that here it is. If you just open this one, you would be able to see the div, and then here h1, and this is the heading JSX method. So now I think this way is best and easy. So we should go with the JSX method for the further. Now in the next lecture we're going to talk some more about the JSX. I was just comparing that why to choose the JSX and why not. So I guess now we just understood how to do this and why to do this. So in the next video we're going to talk a lot more. Till then, stay tuned.